So it takes a whole village to really do these trips, and you know, everybody's on the road a lot of the year.
It really is just like American Pickers, but bigger. There's a little bit of everything, you see a little bit of everything.
We have the best job ever.
Oh yeah.
I'm Kurt Aumann of Aumann Auctions. We have been in business for over 60 years, and I've tried countless times to put into words the adventures we go on and the situations we get into, but I just can never seem to do it, so we're going to show you. We are an international auction company specializing in all things vintage power. Through our adventures, we have seen some of the rarest items in the world, from vintage tractors, trucks, cars, signs, memorabilia, and so much more. We are not just an auction company, we are collectors with a passion for the items we sell. But it's not just about the items, it's also about the people. We get to experience, share, and tell the history of our past. Every day is different in the auction industry. Now it's time we take you on the adventure with us.
Hey, glad you guys made it. We are here at the Half Century of Progress. We've set up a great booth here. We've got some tractors in here that we're going to be selling, and this gives us a great chance to meet customers from all over the nation. They've absolutely come from everywhere. Tractors have come from everywhere. They've got the largest gathering of D21 Alice's. They've got the 100 Years of Progress of International Harvester. If you have not been to the Half Century of Progress, this is the show. This is a World Series. This is a World Series of antique tractors. They've got harvesting going on out there right now. I think they must have 25 or 30 combines out there and corn pickers. Then they're going to plow all the ground up. This is something to see. How about we jump in the Ranger and we'll go take a ride and go check things out. And there is so much to see here that it's actually difficult. Well, I don't think you could ever see it in a day. I mean, they're even on a golf cart or UTV, which you just about have to have one at this show. I mean, walking this, I think, would be impossible. But this is in Rantoul, Illinois, and it's at an old Air Force base. So this is the giant runway that runs through the center of the showgrounds. They've got, of course, exhibits on both sides and vendors. We're going to go down here and take a look at this International Harvester exhibit. So this is a special exhibit that they've done this year for the 100th anniversary of Farmall. And really, I mean, this was such a huge undertaking for these guys to pull off. Basically what they've done is they've lined up the tractors, and it shows the evolution of International Harvester and Farmall, from starting with the very first Farmall regular in 1923 production. There was actually a pre-production one in 22, I believe, but the first production regular in 1923, and they have went through every model of IH tractor, and you'll see all the way down here at the end, and they finish up with the big modern Case IH tractors. Now when I say every model is represented, I believe. I don't know if every variation of every model, like they've got Farmall M's, but I don't know that they've got a Farmall M high crop in here. But but it's the best job that I've ever seen. You know, of somebody that has put this together, though. It's really neat, and just the organization that it took to get everybody contacted to get one of the, you know, every model represented is really something. They should be commended on this, because that's a huge effort.
Hi everybody, I'm Jim McFadden from Sharon Springs, New York. The European tractors is kind of my passion. I'll tell you a little bit about them. My mom grew up in Germany and I went to school for a little while in Germany, so we've got a few German tractors. And this one here is one of my favorites that we are selling. It is lot number 1. It's a little Porsche diesel, a Porsche Junior it's called, 12 horsepower, 1 cylinder. And the tires are new and the wheels have been painted, but the tractor is otherwise completely original. We'll start it up later today for everybody. It runs like a Swiss watch, but it's probably about as nice a little Junior as you'd ever find. They made 2 series, a 108 and a 109. This is the later one, which only a lot less were made. It's a 1962, same year as me. Just a beautiful little tractor with 3-point hitch. In addition to this one, we have about 20 more German and European tractors. We have some from Germany, France, Hungary, the UK, one from Australia, and a number of really nice American tractors.
Hey, so we're here at Half Century of Progress, and we were driving by, and I saw Brad's tent. Now, Brad is, you kind of got 60-30 on the head, don't you?
Kind of do.
Yeah. So, does some of the best, most top-notch, immaculate, amazing restorations in the business, as far as I'm concerned. And he really specializes on 60-30s, and you've kind of made a little niche for yourself with 60-30s.
Who would have ever dreamt? It was just a hobby that turned into kind of a nice little business.
So like what, you know, what got you into a 60-30? I mean, what?
Just growing up, always had a fetish for 60-30s going
Thank
to tractor
God it wasn't
pulls.
a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never had one. We just, we'd go to tractor pulls, and I just always kind of thought they were cool. And when I got in my late 20s, I bought one, and it didn't take long for me to realize there's a ton of people with interest in them.
Yeah. So how many 60-30s do they make total?
4,042 serial tags made, but there's like 4,028 actually built. So, you know, people ask me how many you think are left. That's a good question. A lot of them kind of, I always say they're a victim of their own success, because they're so much horsepower and everybody just wants to see what they can do with them, so they're going to tear them up and then they get scrapped. But I'm going to guess probably between 2,500 and 2,800. So this is the last 60-30 that left John Deere. It's the latest 60-30 that anybody could actually own. I found it. It was shipped originally to Decatur, Alabama, and it actually did have a cab to begin with, but when we got the tractor, it was already off the tractor. So
open station ROPS makes it look better, I think.
It's a little bit more fun that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the last 60-30 you could ever own. John Deere kept the last one. It's never left John Deere, never left
in the archives.
Yeah,
right.
It has a cab. It had like 15 or 18 hours on it, and I did get a sit-in out here about 4 or 5 years ago. That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But, you know, why would John Deere keep the last 60-30 when they could keep the last of a lot of them? What was in their mind to keep the last 60-30? Then there actually is the very first 60-30 made right there.
Oh, so you've got the very first one, and the very last,
and the last one. Yeah.
How cool is that?
That one there actually came from Ohio. So nobody really knows the story behind that one. It was 33,000 is the serial number. It's not recorded as being shipped. The first one shipped was 02. So best I can tell, it was sold as a used tractor somewhere, and it went to Southern Indiana. As best I could talk to the guy that had it before me.
Wow.
So nobody really knows kind of how it fell through the cracks and ended up there.
You are absolutely the undisputed. I'd hate to go up against you on Trivial Pursuit about 60/30s.
Well, I appreciate that.
But anyhow, you got a great website, my6030.com,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And you got a lot of parts.
Yeah,
for
parts for
60/30s.
sale. Tons of stuff is remanufactured just
Yeah,
because
couldn't
just,
get it.
Right.
Yeah.
We actually have a lot of John Deere dealers calling us for parts because it's not available. So.
Right. And you do restoration work,
Yep.
right? And probably always got a
Always looking
60/30
for if
available too.
somebody's wanting to get rid of one or wanting to buy one. We're there to do either one.
Sure,
So,
sure.
yeah.
All righty, well, thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kurt.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
appreciate it very
Yeah.
much. Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, I see a couple of guys standing over here, Don Downen and Freddie Neely. These two fellas are very involved with the tractor that's behind me. This is a Minneapolis Moline UDLX. Don was the owner, and we had an auction for Don, and Freddie bought the tractor at the auction. And since then, the two have become great friends, and they visit each other regularly. Freddie's from Georgia and Don's from Southern Illinois, and now they're here at the show together. I thought it'd be a unique perspective to talk to them, and you can kind of hear the process of the handoff of a great tractor like that from a previous owner to a new owner.
For those that don't know, the UDLX was made by Minneapolis Moline. It was made in 1938. They made it as 1 year only. They made 150 of these tractors, is what they say. They sold 100 of them. 50 of them they said they couldn't sell, so they took them back to the factory, had the cabs and everything taken off of them, put them back into the regular U configuration. They say now that there's only like 25 of them accounted for.
Well, what it is a U Moline chassis, tractor. The engine is, but it is a special, it's like it's got an industrial motor in it. These fenders here, of course, can come off. You can have a belt pulley on there if you want to, grind feed and like that. It's over there on that side. And you'll notice that it's got stainless steel windows all the way around. But there is no air conditioning. You'll notice that too.
Well, I'm glad to have it. Kurt called me when you put everything on auction. He knew I was looking for one. Matter of fact, his prior sale, he had one, and I went pretty good number on that tractor and didn't get it. But Kurt told me, said, you need to buy this tractor. This is one of the nicest UDLXs you're gonna ever find. He told me Lyle had restored it, and you'd had this thing for years.
Back, I think it was in about 1987, I come by Lyle Dumont's place. He had 3 parts tractors to work on his tractor. And he put it together, and then I'd been by and it was gone. I asked him, he had sold it to a boy, and in about 6 months or a year, there was a ad in the paper. The gentleman had this tractor for sale. Well, as soon as I seen it, I called him and brought it home, and I've had it ever since. But I've had that for about 35 years.
I was really glad to get it, and like I told you before, I just didn't buy your tractor. I gained a real good friend.
Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
We got to go drive by this because this is a pretty gnarly display of people still say gnarly, don't they? Pretty gnarly display of pedal tractors. This is super impressive what this guy has done. When I was about 8 years old, this would have been Nirvana. Those belong to Larry Wiley out of Union City, Indiana. And he's put that display together and takes it around the shows. It is really, really a cool deal. Here's the Gathering of the Orange area, which is the Alice Chalmers Club. And they've put forth an effort this year to get as many D21s at one show that they could. And I don't know how many they ended up with. Last time I heard it was around 150. But just sitting right here, you can see D21 front wheel assist, Series 1, Series 2, industrials, looks like both original and restored. But those are all D21s, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. This has got to be how it looked at at the Alice Chalmers factory whenever they right at the end of the D21 production line, where they just lined them up like this. I mean, it's just incredible. Here we got somebody evidently from England. Driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
This is our 1911 Reeves 40 tractor. It belongs to us from Jansen Brothers. It's Canton and Carl from Sigel, Illinois. We purchased this tractor 5, 6, 7 years ago from the Nelson family in northern Illinois. It was used out west years ago. It told the story that they would plow one day and then they would camp, and the next day they would plow back. So that's probably averaging 18 to 20 miles in one round, one way, which is kind of incredible. This tractor has survived. It's about 1911. It's one of 11 known and another one that's in the process of possibly being rebuilt. The tractor is a 4-cylinder gas tractor. It has power steering over here. You move a lever up front and it will steers off the flywheel. So it's power steering off this big pulley. It also has an option where you can move the steering shaft to the other side and steer it manually. It's been a pretty good starting tractor. We basically gave it a major tune-up and fixed a few things on it, and we're proud that we own it. And also here at the Half Century of Progress, we have our 2244 Minneapolis tractor. It's like a mid-size prairie tractor, I guess you'd call it, but it's not really prairie tractor, but it's close. This tractor was built in about the 1920s in the mid-area there someplace. It's been a very good tractor. We're really happy to have it. It's easy to handle and it's easy for an old man to start. And I have 4 younger boys that crank the bigger ones, but I can handle this one. And this is the crank. I'll give you a little bit of idea how you crank them. First thing you got to do is flip up in case it backfires, it kicks your crank out of gear so you don't get hurt. And you got to come around here and pull your big crank in here and line it up. And then you just pull it up. You get most of the compression bled off a little bit. Reset your kick back and pull it over. And if you're lucky, on the second or third pull, it starts. And also we'll be pulling with our 3060S Rumley, about a 1926 model. Oil pulls were called oil pulls, I think, because they were cooled with oil. But cooling with oil, then they could burn kerosene at a higher temperature and it wouldn't boil over like water would at 200-some degrees. A very successful company that was sold out to Alice Chalmers in 1931. And it's pretty beastly. It's got 9-inch cylinders, and I don't know how big the stroke is, but take the piston out of the block, it's probably about this tall. So it's pretty big tractor. Usually starts pretty good. It has a anti or backfire valve or lever back here, so if it backfires, it don't take you across the top. And when you crank it, you get it in these notches behind the flywheel and just pull it down. And it'd be help if you were taller. And then you just pull him over compression. You got everything right, he'll fire right up. 5/16 John Deere plow behind this one. And it's been here before, it'll get the job done. Very reliable tractors.
We're gonna go visit Herbert. He has 2 international prototype tractors here. And then we're also gonna go talk to Sam about his Massey Ferguson.
This is a Fitch 2035, built in 1919.
These are not American tractors. We may have to sprechen say Deutsch here a little bit.
We have the 4th John Deere D off the assembly line. Happy birthday, dear D. Happy birthday to you.
Did I tell you it was freaking hot today?
It is hot.
Oh my God, is it hot? I tell you, if it wasn't for that breeze.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot? Yeah. It's hot.
It's hot.
Did you think it was hot? Thank God for this breeze. It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. When you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not, you're not. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's hot.
It's smoke.
Whew.
Yeah, I think it's rolling off my arm.